Today is another day. I don't know about you, but I've been spending like 8 hours a week listening to FNAF retrospective and fan game reviews, and the amount of times I have heard the breakdown of the FNAF lore is never ending, forevermore. I absolutely cannot escape it. So it got me thinking about the good old days of early FNAF. 2015, peak FNAFing.
Hello, everybody!
Not that it's bad now, I actually really like the state of the franchise, etc. My security breach still doesn't work. But there's something about the old theories that we just don't have in the new ones. Nowadays, everyone sounds so plausible and smart, like detectives. When I listen to people like FNAF, Right Toast, or It's Fantasy, I think, oh my god, they're right. I've never thought about it like that. It feels like they're unearthing eldritch knowledge and sharing it with the world. Back in my day, or well, our day. I'm pretty sure we're hovering around the same age. The peak theories were things like, oh my god, FNAF 2 is a prequel! Or, oh my god, there's 2 purple guys! And, of course, Foxy Good Guy. There's something about the old ones that just made you sound kind of crazy.
Before I can give any information regarding Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, the viewer must note 2 very important history lessons. The first is that World War II occurred between the years of 1939.
We also had our eldritch moments with the brightness adjustment and inspect element, but when the lore was still soft and malleable, like the foundation of a beach house, theory crafting went wild with speculation in directions that seemingly make no sense, like for instance the aforementioned Foxy Good Guy theory. So, I would like to take you down a trip down memory lane to the theories of yesterdecade. Oh god, it really has been that long. We're not just going to look at them, no, that would be plagiarism. We're going to try and help them stand on their own 2 hypothetical feet. We'll be taking those old theories and see how they hold up to the current state of the Faz universe. And we'll be grading them on how well they've held up. Either they've aged like milk, for when they don't fit at all, or they've aged like wine, for when they're in the right ballpark. We will be cutting them some slack, because it's not like someone back from when it was just FNAF 1 and 2 could go, obviously Fredbear from Fredbear's Family Diner did the bite. It is the only logical conclusion. What do you mean 87? I'm talking about the first bite. No, it's just... That would be insane. Okay, so, are the rules clear? For this excursion, I'm going over one source, because I still don't know if I'll be able to actually make this video in time. It's been like, I don't know how long this has been in development. So, hver er nummer 1 I röðinni? I'm so glad you asked. It is 8-Bit Gaming's Top 10 Most Strange and Interesting Theories from January 17th of 2015. I'm specifying the date because it's important to note what evidence we had as a community at this time for theories. This is before the FNAF 3 trailer dropped, and back when the only concept of Springtrap was this half-illuminated face on ScottGames.com. So, our freshest evidence for most things were that teaser and the FNAF 2's death minigames. So without further ado, let us bring out the red strings.
Theory 10. The cupcake was originally an animatronic.
Okay, so let's get the biggest point out of the way immediately. The cupcake is its own animatronic. That's very easily proven since it's like a whole thing in the movie. But there are 2 things I would like to talk about in relation to this theory. One that might make me sound stupid, since it involves a remnant discussion, and the other, well, let's say me being stupid for later and focus on the first bit. So what's the evidence that rightfully predicted the gruesome murder of our poor girl? This eyeball. Well, really it's Mangle's second head, although it's the eye which they say proves the spare head is actually a separate animatronic. I don't really see how that proves it. Maybe a full pair insinuates it's not like a single spare eye for Mangle in case of a malfunction. Personally, I have always thought of this head, and therefore the pair of eyes, belonging to a parrot meant to be on Mangle's shoulder, a la Rockstar Foxy. But I think this theory was made before FNAF 2 was established as a prequel. Disclaimer, in further research I noticed an older video from them stating they're sure FNAF is a sequel to FNAF 2, so they knew that FNAF 2 was a prequel. And the theory itself might be used to explain the lack of a withered cupcake in the classic cast. Let's be fair here, the eyes are the right color, and okay. Instead of saying the cupcake got scrapped into Mangle, you can flip it around by applying the modern knowledge of the prequelness of FNAF 2 and then... Holy fuck. Holy shit. Holy flopper knuckles, this theory might actually be onto something. Okay, let's say the spare head of Mangle got reused as the cupcake's head at the FNAF 1 location, since, after all, the cupcake can open its mouth, and these are the same eyes. And let's assume the theory that Mangle's remnant belonging to Chica/Susie's dog is true. That would mean that the cupcake's remnant isn't actually Susie spreading the two different animatronics, but rather in death, Susie's reunited with her dog. Oh my god! They also suggest the cupcake might have sung Happy Birthday. I have no strong opinion on that statement. Goddamn, when taking notes for this video, I had labeled this theory as aged like milk because the evidence was just absolutely nonsensical. But after this, it's being a really hard case of aging like wine. Which it does. Kapoof! Aged like wine. Okay, before anything, I want to say, this theory is the reason I decided to make this video. I don't think I'll be theorizing much on this one because what sold me is Ryan's delivery of this theory. Like, just listen.
Theory 9. The Withered Bonnie is trying to rip your face off. In Withered Bonnie's death screen, we can see him reaching towards your Freddy Fazbear mask as if he is trying to rip your face off. Maybe he believes that he is actually Freddy.
This theory is 100% aged like beer. What? My videos, my rules, I can say whatever it aged like. Haha, okay? Mwah!
Theory 8. The Living Tombstone Theory.
The Living Tombstone. 6 parts of a 5-part breakfast. This theory is very simple. It's been so long... Sorry, no. This theory is very simple. It's been so long... It's canon. It's not. I tried to dig into it and conjure some brain babies, but it only got me thinking about the mother in the story, and that made me wonder if the children's remnant could, like, age? Because they've been there for decades at the current point in the timeline. But in the conversation between the MCI and Baby before the release of Phisnom, their vocabulary was still pretty juvenile. You could make the case that the epicness of Baby's dialogue in Sister Location doesn't sound like it's coming from a child, especially since they pulled off a whole long con with the scooping room. But honestly, the maturing of Remnant doesn't sound like it needs to become a thing, so very simply, this theory has aged like milk. With a song like Uranium, it ain't ever gonna stop popping!
Theory 7. Balloon Girl doesn't exist.
This theory simply states that maybe there is no JJ, and it's actually just Balloon Boy switching eye colors, like a Blythe doll would. Personally, I think BB is already scary enough, no need to add Blythe doll features. Also, we can just disprove this by UCN. I do think they can also appear at the same time in FNAF 2, but I actually can't find footage of that as of writing this. Either way, the theory has aged like milk.
Theory 6. Purple guy becomes Golden Freddy.
Okay, out of the gate, this one's looking great. This theory suggests that the teaser image Scott had released at the time is Golden Freddy with Purple Guy inside. Now, at the time, we had no idea that there was another golden suit, so they essentially just called William is in the FNAF 3 Springlock suit, which is 100% the golden ticket. Bring out the wine, everyone! They did it! They called a super important plot point. They did it! They called a super important plot point dead center. Woo! Although I can't leave this theory without pointing out the bizarre clue that brought them to this conclusion. Their key piece of evidence was white pupils. Yep, the very rare, very often unique white eyes that no other character in the franchise has ever had. I don't know how, but they used the wrong formula to get the right answer. Bravo, aged like wine.
Theory 5. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 teases a new golden character.
Party rockers in the house tonight. They got another one completely right. They are on fire, aged like wine.
Theory 4. The animatronics are protecting Balloon Boy.
This theory suggests that because of Balloon Boy's normal laugh and non-hostile intentions, that he might be such a goo-goo gaga baby, that the animatronics actually consider him baby, and are killing the player in an attempt to protect Balloon Boy. How do you tell if the animatronics are angry at you for possessing a threat to Balloon Boy, and not just because you're an iCard? Well, your flashlight doesn't work. That's not BB's fault. It's everyone else's. Maybe Shadow's Bonnie's fault. I don't know. Honestly, I just don't see this holding much water. Balloon Boy or not, bots would still be after you. You can literally just go into custom night and just put Balloon Boy at 0. You'd still die if everyone else is at 20. Although it's an interesting idea that Balloon Boy himself would be worth guarding. Like, why would somebody protect this little shit? Anyway, this theory aged like milk, gold streak, gone.
Theory 3. The animatronic featured on Scott's website is a new lion animatronic.
I don't know. Maybe his mane burned off? This aged like milk.
Theory 2. You have never been a night guard. You are investigators.
This theory claims that we aren't a night guard for Freddy's at all, but rather an investigator, filming proof of paranormal activity within the establishment using a hand cam, Outlast style. Hello? That's why we see static when we're attacked. You know, like Slender. Now, we might not actually be playing investigators in FNAF 2, but with the current lore, we know we're not just a night guard, but the son of the killer. Wait a second. Static Vision? Son of an Afton? Is Jeremy Fitzgerald Gregory? Nah, just joshing. But if this theory interests you, you should 100% watch Phiznom's Breaking and Entering, if you haven't already, and Paranormal Investigation by Spectre, since, well, that's just a FNAF VHS that's just straight up this theory. So the theory itself has aged like milk, but its themes are still relevant in the community to this day, so that's actually pretty cool.
Theory 1. The marionette is the cause of everything.
Okay, so before I start on this video, going off the cuff, off the script, I know that Rye Toast released a video like a day before the recording of this that's talking about the importance of Charlotte in the FNAF canon as a whole, and I have not seen that because I was writing this and I did not want to watch that video and go, oh my god, that's what I said, or oh my god, that's a good point, I should say that, because, you know, comparing each other's theories is a good way to make theories grow and stuff, but I just, you know, I don't have a lot to say in these videos, and I just didn't want to be influenced, so I'm excited to go see that later. Okay, so the theory suggests the puppet was at both the FNAF 1 and FNAF 2 locations, and is possessing every animatronic at their most aggressive state. That is how I understand this theory. I, for some reason, had an issue actually understanding it, which is a little weird, but yeah. We can't all be smart. But is it true? Well, we know thanks to Help Wanted that there was a prize corner at the FNAF 1 location. And also the FNAF 2 cutscenes just take place at the FNAF 1 location, so that's pretty solid. The theory suggests that Freddy's music box was used to keep the puppet non-hostile in the FNAF 1 location. Pretty sane and possible so far, especially considering that in the Ultimate Custom Night, the music box is in the kitchen. Look at that. Kitchen cam, music box. They were kind of right. But they also suggest that the white eyes are a sign of the puppet's possession, which you guys already used that to prove William is Springtrap. You are not allowed to use this to prove whatever you want, guys. It's one or the other. Unless you're suggesting William controls the puppet through some spiritual rituals, and every time you see the white pupils, it's Afton, but every other time, it's Charlie. But that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. But this concept isn't all too wild. The puppet possession, not the Afton eyes. That's crazy. That's absolutely wild. Something that has always bothered me is the toy animatronics and why they're hostile. They're aggressive to staff members because of crossed wires in their facial recognition, but who crossed those wires? Could have been a classic Fazbear oversight. Maybe even William or Michael. In fact, I think the most agreed upon theory says it was Michael, but I can't remember the details. I think it was something remnant related or something. But they weren't designed hostile, as far as I'm aware, so I think it's not far-fetched to assume the ghostly activity is afoot. At first I thought of the puppet, seeing as it gives life. But I don't know, the aggressiveness just gives off Cassidy vibes, you know? Dear lord, what horrible theory crafting. Changing suspects cause of the vibes. Then again, the line,
"The others are under my protection,"
could maybe be referring to how she's turned the toys into her puppets. You may laugh now. To be the guards of the Withered animatronics. It's not like they're under her physical protection. It's not like a sock puppet can beat somebody at a game of fisticuffs. The point is, as far as this theory holds, the puppet is not the sole possessor of every animatronic because of the white eyes, but the puppet was at both locations. So the theory itself aged very mixed, but because the toys could be possessed, the theory is good enough to still slosh around, so I will leave it at aged like wine. Besides, in a video they made explaining this theory more thoroughly, they did call Charlie being the puppet. So all in all, it didn't age too poorly. Although, it suggested that the music box is a Freddy plushie, and the real Freddy specifically needed the music box because only Freddy and the music box would chill Charlie down, because it's the last thing she saw before death. And I don't know about you, but if I saw Freddy and then got stabbed, the sight of another Freddy isn't exactly what I'd use to chill out. I kind of feel like it would just remind me of the fact that I got stabbed. Oh my god, finally, it's that take will do. That take will do. God, Jesus Christ. How many theories obeyed the laws of the Faz universe? Let's find out at the numbers. Cut the feed, I'm still crunching. Ryan and Baz got a 4 out of 10 theories right, which is a staggering 40% accuracy, which for a 9-year-old theory video that shares loads of various ideas is pretty impressive, especially how close they got to just straight up Springtrap before Springtrap. This was a lot of fun. Going over old theories which are now rarely if ever thought about, like does the cupcake sing happy birthday, or coming to completely arbitrary conclusions that serve almost no purpose other than to flesh out a headcanon, like the cupcake having Mangold's remnant, or the music box being a Freddy plushie, is a pastime I have not participated in since, like, FNAF 4. I hope I can go over more old theories and find something interesting in the future. By the way, if you do know any old theories, feel free to link them in the comments, because I am 100% just going to be digging 8-bit gaming for a good long while if I am going to keep going with this. But now that our show is drawing to a close, it's time for encore! You thought we were done just because we had fulfilled everything I said we were going to do? You fool! Now comes the section where I pick from the weird theories and established facts in a what-if timeline messier than the actual true FNAF timeline! Wow, that took on the voice. That took a toll on me. So, what in this episode was bizarre and interesting? Well, Balloon Boy being a Blythe doll, isn't he? Let's start with that. Let's say our Balloon Boy has Blythe features and acts as Sun and Moon from Security Breach, but all the way back in FNAF 2. Balloon Boy also got some attention from being protected from the other animatronics. Why? Why would anybody protect this abomination? What if he's a key? Or a phylactery, Williams phylactery. I hate this word. Why can't I say it so perfectly in my mind? For those who don't know what that is, in the simplest term, you know how Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean can't be killed, only his heart can, and somebody else has that? It's like that, but it can be anything, like a Horcrux in Harry Potter. But you only need one of them for immortality. Oh my god, Remnant Horcruxes sounds so awesome. Oh my god, that already has sister location ties to this what-if timeline then. Okay. Balloon Boy would be the reason he can always come back. But for this, he'd either have to be swift or sturdy to keep whatever it is inside of him safe inside. Let's go with sturdy, since he doesn't look like he's gonna run very good. I mean, he's in the shape of a ball. Alright, but is he possessed by anyone? If I was a lich, I probably wouldn't put my victims next to my phylactery, so phylactery sounds very unsafe. Oh my god. What if he tests the phylactery on Michael to prove it works, and that's why Michael keeps living despite like stuff like scooping and stuff? Scratch that. We can keep that on our minds, but we don't have much Michael stuff yet to work with, so that comes later. Let's see what else is interesting. Well, the static on death screens. Obviously an aesthetic choice, but it has been taken seriously before. So we could say MikeBot, or we could say FNAF 2's Jeremy Fitzgerald is Gregory. Although, like, I'm serious though, if he dies in 83, as in, if the bite victim dies in 83, MCI is 85, FNAF 2 is 87, and FNAF 1, if I remember correctly, 92, then it's not inconceivable, especially if sister location takes place before all that, Gregory could have been designed around that time if, you know, his father would want him to be, like, you know, kind of the right age range for the year he was living in. So what if he was designed before FNAF 2, becoming one of the first human robot models, and one night fled the house with a damaged long-term memory? That's why Mike in Midnight Motorist is so dead. It happened after the bite, and he's knowingly been living with an Astro Boy of his brother, and somehow, maybe thanks to the illusion disc, Gregory, who's gone by so many aliases, he can't remember his own name anymore, because it's been like fucking decades between FNAF 2 and Pizzaplex, has mastered his own gear, and that's how he became so tech-savvy, and he's been going to every Freddy's to specifically tamper with the animatronics with the aid of whatever lured him out that night. Oh my god. Okay, this theory needs far more work, obviously, far more thought, but I'm actually really digging this alternate timeline. Oh fuck. It is 8 minutes until my class starts in film school. I have to go. So thanks for stopping by, and please throw some suggestions for some old theories to cover. Tomorrow is another day.